Simple Tales presents Baucis and Philemon from the Greco-Roman tradition, preserved in Ovid's Metamorphoses. Long ago, in a hilly region of Phrygia, there stood a small village where many people lived in comfort and plenty. One evening, two weary travellers arrived at the village gates. Their clothes were dusty from the road, and they carried little besides walking staffs. They went from house to house seeking food and shelter for the night. But every door was closed against them. Some people ignored them. Others mocked them. Many claimed they had no room, though their homes were large and warm. As darkness fell, the travellers continued searching until they reached a tiny cottage at the edge of the village. The cottage belonged to an elderly couple named Baucis and Philemon. They had lived together for many years. Though poor, they shared everything they possessed and were known for their kindness. When the travellers knocked, Baucis welcomed them inside at once. Philemon pulled up stools near the fire and invited them to rest.
The couple had very little to offer. Their roof was made of reeds, their furniture was old, their food was simple. Yet they gave their guests the best they had. Baucis gathered olives, figs, and vegetables. Philemon prepared what remained of their modest stores. Together, they set out a humble meal. As they served the food, they apologized for its simplicity. The travellers thanked them warmly and ate with gratitude. During the meal, Baucis noticed something strange. Each time she poured wine into the guest's cup, the liquid seemed to refill itself. No matter how often she poured, the vessel never emptied.
She stared in astonishment. Philemon noticed it as well. The old couple realized they were not entertaining ordinary travelers. Fearful that they had failed to honor such remarkable visitors properly, they decided to prepare their only goose, which guarded the cottage yard. The bird darted about, escaping their grasp and leading them in circles. At last it ran toward the travellers and settled beside them as though seeking protection. One of the strangers smiled. "There is no need," he said. Then the travellers revealed their true identities. They were none other than Zeus, king of the gods, and Hermes, his divine messenger. Baucis and Philemon immediately fell to their knees.
The gods raised them up and told them not to be afraid. They explained that they had travelled through the village seeking hospitality. Every household had rejected them, except this humble cottage. Because of the villagers' selfishness, judgment would soon come upon the region. But Baucis and Philemon would be spared. The gods instructed the couple to follow them to the top of a nearby hill. Though confused, the old couple obeyed. Slowly they climbed the slope, with Zeus and Hermes leading the way. When they finally reached the summit, the gods told them to look back. The old couple turned toward the valley. What they saw filled them with sorrow and awe. The entire village had vanished beneath a great flood.
The homes, streets, and fields disappeared beneath the waters. Only one building remained untouched.
It was their cottage. As they watched, the little house began to change. The reed roof transformed into gleaming tiles. Wooden walls became shining columns. The humble cottage grew into a magnificent temple. Baucis and Philemon stood speechless. Zeus then spoke. "You honored strangers when others would not. Ask for any reward within our power, and it shall be granted." The old couple looked at one another. They did not ask for riches. They did not ask for youth. They did not ask for power. After a lifetime together, they desired only two things. First, they wished to serve as caretakers of the temple dedicated to the gods. Second, they asked that neither should ever have to witness the death of the other.
Zeus smiled. Their request was granted. For many years afterward, Baucis and Philemon cared for the temple. Travelers who arrived there always found a warm welcome. The old couple continued living as they always had, with kindness, humility, and devotion. At last, when their long lives neared their end, they stood together outside the temple. As they spoke, a strange change began to overtake them. Branches emerged from their bodies. Leaves appeared upon their arms. Roots stretched into the earth. Baucis and Philemon realized that the gods were fulfilling their final wish. Neither would have to mourn the other. Side by side, they were transformed into two trees growing from the same ground.
One became an oak. The other became a linden. Their branches intertwined forever, and there they remained, standing together through the passing years, a living reminder of the reward given to those who show generosity and compassion. The tale of Baucis and Philemon has endured for centuries because it celebrates a simple virtue: hospitality. The old couple possessed little, yet they shared it freely. While wealthier people closed their doors, Baucis and Philemon opened theirs. Their kindness transformed an ordinary evening into an encounter with the divine, proving that greatness is often found not in what we own, but in how we treat those who come seeking help. If you enjoyed this tale, please like, subscribe, and share Simple Tales. There are many more legends waiting to be told.